Hi guys, we made it to 2024. We made it. Welcome to the channel, guys. Today I'm going to be talking about the people and the things we are leaving behind in 2023. And yeah, this video is going to be a little shady, so I'm just giving you the heads up right now because I don't beat about the bush. I say it as it is, with a sprinkle of emotional intelligence, of course, because hey, that's what we do over here. The last thing on this list is super important, so you absolutely want to watch this video all the way through. The first set of people we are leaving behind in 2023 are people who have not developed the art of taking a decent picture. You are, taking a walk with someone and then they ask you to take their picture while they take yours. Now you take a picture and the picture you take is like the best picture since sliced bread. They've never had a picture like that before. It's amazing. But then they take your picture and you're wondering about life. You're questioning your life decisions. You're like, what's going on here? You have to go home and check in the mirror and be comparing the picture and be like, am I the same person? What's going on here? We are leaving those people behind in 2023. And I have to say that there is no reason at your age right now why you should not be able to take a decent picture. Because why? And let me tell you why this is important. It is important because pictures serve as memories for each and every one of us. You can say that something happened and people can say it's a lie, it did not happen, because you don't have a picture to prove. You don't have evidence. So who is going to believe you? If you cannot take a decent picture in 2024, we are leaving you behind in 2023. Please go and learn how to take a decent picture. There are YouTube videos everywhere. There are TikTok videos that will teach you the angles. You see people lying down on the ground to take pictures. That is how serious this is. So we are not joking with picture taking this year. Thank you very much. So the second thing we're leaving behind in 2023 is commenting on social media when you're emotionally charged. Now this is a problem because we all know that social media is an avenue for you to see like an array of different lives, different experiences and things like that. So there is a very high chance that when you open up your phone and you scroll, you're going through a roller coaster of emotions. You see this picture, you resonate with it. You see another video, you are excited, you're laughing, you're literally cracking up at the video. You see another video, it gets you upset and angry, like what were they thinking? Oh my goodness, are they even okay? Okay, so like when you go through social media, you are absolutely going through a roller coaster of emotions, and you really have to be conscious of this because it will really help you put things in perspective. This thing we're leaving behind is, for example, you see a post and you resonate a lot with this post, and then you go through the comment section and you see someone absolutely being a jerk to the original poster. The original poster has in 2 seconds become your bestie because they've said something that you resonate with. So you're on the defense mode or attack mode when someone is saying something they shouldn't be saying, or just being rude. There's a tendency that you want to also respond, just want to put the person in their place, or you want to say something, correct them but not constructive, and this can apply to anything. It could even be you responding to a post that you don't resonate with or you're upset about and you just want to respond. You have to take a step back, and this is because you have to be conscious that you cannot be scrolling through a feed that is a compilation of different people's lives and experiences and expect this to feel the same way all through. You're going to be feeling different emotions, so you need to calm down when you see something that aggravates you. You need to calm down before you post. And the reason why you have to calm down before you post is because whatever you post in that moment might not be 100% representation or a true representation of how you feel. You can come back the next day and you're like, it wasn't that deep. Why was I posting all of this? It's never that deep. So when it comes to social media, I want to be careful because it is a digital footprint for you. Your kids are probably going to see this in the future. Even if you delete it the next day, someone has probably taken a screenshot. Don't allow social media to be a trigger for you, right? Such that you cannot control yourself and you just lay things out because someone has posted something that upsets you. Learn to control your emotions when you're on social media. So the next thing we are not going to be taking into our 2024 is, drum roll, passive aggressive behavior in friendships and relationships. And this is so important, guys, because you have either been on the receiving end of passive aggressive behavior or you have been on the giving end. And of course this relates to relationships, friendships, your marriage, dating, whatever. This is something that we need to begin to take responsibility for. A friend of mine, we're just chatting and she reached out to me. I was like, oh, that she went to a friend of hers, and then she was like, the person was really upset about something, but she was not going to, she was acting like everything was fine. Like, hey, what's wrong? Oh, yeah, everything's fine, no problem, no problem. But she could tell because they were not like talking as they would. So it looked a bit odd for her. And so it was like, I know at the end of the day, I'm going to have to like really, try to really probe before I know what's going on. And personally, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I feel like this is something that really needs to stop. Don't get me wrong, like sometimes you feel the need to give silent treatment. One, maybe you have an issue with your friend and you know that when you tell them this thing, they are not going to receive it well, or it's going to become a huge fight, or it's going to be bigger than what it really is. So you tend to give them silent treatment, right? Or you find yourself in a situation where maybe you've told them this thing over and over again and it feels like they are not listening because the situation is not changing. So you might be upset to give silent treatment. But I don't think giving the silent treatment should be your norm, because it is not an emotionally healthy behavior. I don't believe that when you are upset about something, you should always feel the need for people to probe deep to find out why you're upset. Because not only is it manipulative, it is also something that when people begin to see that, oh, this is how this person is, then they start to adjust to that behavior, or they start to get used to it. The unfortunate thing is that it can burn you out in that relationship or that friendship, because you keep, getting tired of having to always probe to find the issue, or having to always walk on eggshells because you don't know how someone is thinking, how they feel about the situation. You don't know if they're hurt and they're holding it in or whatever. Now, I've been in this situation before and I was on the giving end. I'm not even going to lie. I was not happy with something a friend of mine did, and I feel like I had said something similar before, and then that's why I didn't really bring it up. And I think the other reason why I didn't bring it up was because I guess I just didn't want to bother her. It wasn't such a big deal to me. It was somewhere between not a big deal and such a big deal. So it was like maybe 45% not a big deal. So that's why I didn't really see the need to bring it up. When it was her birthday, I was not like, oh, happy birthday, long life and whatever, well wishes, whatever. And then, oh, hope you know I'm not happy with you. I don't like what you did. I'm upset. And then she was like, okay, but why you bring it up now? Like, why didn't you bring it up before? I mean, she apologized and everything, but it was like, it wasn't right for me to be bringing it up that late. And it's true, right? Because sometimes you're even upset based on a particular assumption that you have that might be wrong. In my opinion, I feel like you should be doing one of two things. It's either you are discussing the situation right there and then, talking it through, trying to have a civil conversation about it, especially if you know that whoever you're sharing this with is a safe space. They will be receptive to what you're saying. Okay, we are not all perfect. The person might not be 100% receptive. Okay, but at least if you can have a civil conversation with the person and you guys can talk things through. So it's either you're doing that or you're letting go of the situation totally, not keeping it in your chest and choking on it and just hoping that by magic someone will discover that, oh, something is wrong, I need to clear things up because of the way she squeezed her face at me. I don't think everybody has time for that. Personally, I don't, like, I will try my best, to find out what the issue is, but if you keep going on and on and on like that, it's just not going to be a comfortable space to be in. Like, it's going to be a relationship or a friendship that stresses you out, because you always know that I can't rely on this person to share how they feel without it becoming a big deal, or without it becoming something that blows out of proportion. Okay, so I think that's something we're leaving behind in 2023. So the next thing that I am going to be talking about is burning bridges, and I feel like a lot of people don't want to go through the stress of understanding why there is an issue, and they're better off just acting like it doesn't exist, so to speak, and probably just ignoring the relationship or the friendship or whatever. Personally, I think I don't know if I'll call it burnt bridges, but I feel like I've had maybe one or two bridges that are in the oven, or sorry, in the microwave. In microwave, when you leave something for too long, it can become useless. Okay, so I'm not going to come here and pretend like, oh, all the relationships in my life are perfect. God has blessed me with good relationships, but I also believe that there are some that could be better. Okay, and I think that we should not get into the habit of burning bridges quickly. The Bible says in Romans 12:18 that if it be possible, as much as light in you, live peaceably with all men. And so that's why I think that it's important to try your best to salvage relationships, especially if it's not that a relationship, is harmful to you or your family or is toxic. Don't be quick to just cut them off or be like, or put yourself in a situation where you cannot be a blessing to them or they cannot be a blessing to you. Because at the end of the day, God will always use people to bless you. God is not going to send an angel to bless you. God will use human beings. You can see the human beings as angels, but ultimately they will be human beings. You're not going to see Angel Gabriel, appear in your dream and just bless you. And I'm not even saying that, like, it's not a case of trying to keep relationships because of what you can gain from them. It's more about living at peace, just being cordial. It doesn't have you don't have to be besties. And of course, there is also a flip side to this, which is knowing the boundaries to set for relationships that you perceive could harm you. For a relationship that you're better off loving them from afar, and keeping that distance, but not necessarily every situation you come across, every small hurt you come across, you just want to cut them off or put them away and be like, I'm not going to have anything to do with you. I don't think that's the pattern that we should have as Christians, whether you're a Christian or not. But more importantly, as a Christian, you should try as much as possible to be at peace with people. And that's what I think we should leave in 2023. Try not to be quick to burn bridges. The final thing is worrying and overthinking. And a songwriter once said overthinking doesn't solve problems. So a couple of you might know the songwriter, but that's not important. The important thing is that worrying is very unproductive because it does not really yield results, so to speak. Sometimes it just keeps you in a state of anxiety, and it gives you a false feeling of control. And while thinking about this, something that came to mind is the fact that the truth is that it's actually more difficult for you not to worry about something than to worry about it. And this is because when you worry, you kind of feel a little bit in control of the situation, even though technically you're not. So it takes a lot more effort to be like, I'm not going to worry about this. The second perspective I have to this is the fact that there's always something to worry about. You're in school, you're worrying about getting exams or passing your exams. You pass your exams, you're worried about getting a job or, getting a good job. You get a good job, you're worrying about getting promoted or getting a better job. You do that, you're worrying about starting a family, looking for your soulmate or finding your soulmate and getting married. You do that, you're worrying about having kids. You have kids, you're worrying about making sure that they don't turn out to be coconut heads and they have sense and they behave well and they grow up to be good adults, right? So there's a constant cycle of worrying about something, and that's something that when you keep that in perspective, you realize that there is always something to be concerned about at every point in life. Even though you cross this bridge, it's almost like there's no point where you get to where there's nothing to worry about anymore. Just as much as possible, cast your cares upon the Lord. That's what the Bible says, for He cares for you. This year is going to be a year where we are not putting ourselves in control by worrying, but we are giving up things for God to help us, to give us wisdom on how to go about them. That is all I have for you guys on this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had fun. If you're yet subscribed, please do. My camera is literally about to go off, and that's why I'm hurrying through this. But I am super excited for this year, and I hope that we have an amazing experience together on this channel. Stay subscribed, share this video with your friends and family, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Okay.